going? How's it going? Thank you all. You guys are so kind. You are so kind. Listen, you know, on our show, I like to entertain, but not only do I like to entertain, I also like to inform. And today we have a special guest today that's going to be with us, that's going to drop some knowledge for us. It's such an honor to have this gentleman on this show. I mean, just the fact that he's going to grace us with his presence is just an amazing thing. So with that, I want to welcome Andre Butler to the show. Let's give him a hand. Thank you, thank you. So cool. Hey, how's it going, Andre? Listen, we're so excited to have you on the show. How's it going? Just started school and it's been awesome. It's my first semester. We're about to finish it and it's been challenging, but it's been great. Yeah, and you're working full time as well as your ministry revealed. I bet that could be really challenging. I mean, how have you been able to really, balance all of that? Man, by the grace of God, man, it is challenging, but I believe that challenges are put in our path, to encourage us to become the person it takes to achieve them. The process is so powerful, not just the accomplishment or the goal that you achieve. And then, my spiritual formation class, it made it pretty easy as well. Wow. Yeah. What about that class, made this journey or made your journey easier? It was challenging. I was challenging this class. We had this one assignment where, they were teaching us how to hear from God. And hearing from God wasn't a challenge for me, but rather the different ways you hear from God. Typically, I hear from God from a place of worship, literally, from music and stuff. But the challenge was she wanted us to read this book, my professor wanted us to read this book, Experiencing God Through Prayer, which is a phenomenal book, by the way. I believe you guys should go ahead and get it, but we had to read this book and then we had to sit for 8 minutes and just be quiet, and that was challenging for me. It was tough, and I struggled with that early on because, again, I was so used to hearing from God from a place of worship, which would lead to a place of stillness. So again, it was pretty challenging. I see. Well, did you hear from God? Believe it or not, I did. Not at first, but eventually I did hear his voice. One of the things they taught us in this class is just to stay consistent, because it's not that God isn't talking. Many times it's just we're not listening. And throughout this class, I learned that God speaks in so many different ways. It's not just audibly, but he can speak through colors, through pictures. Maybe you hear a song, and once I learned that in this class, that God speaks in different ways, I was able to recognize his voice and be able to hear him more clearly. Now while we were backstage, Andre was telling me about some type of mask that he had to make, and I thought it was really interesting. Would you mind sharing with us about your experience with this mask? Yes. So one of our projects was to create this mask, and what it represented was how we tend to put on a mask and hide who we really are. When we get in front of people, we put this mask on, and it was pretty cool. It was actually one of my favorite projects of the class because because of the position I'm in of leadership, I tend to put on a mask a lot, and I don't really have that opportunity to really express who I am. I put on the mask of confidence a lot of times because, I'm leading my team and I got to portray this confidence so they'll follow me. But it was really good to be able to, it was like an outlet to come out of hiding, if you would, and show who we really are. It's really healing in that process. And I had the opportunity to share it with my group, my small group, and it was really great. It was really a healing process because, again, I don't really get that opportunity to do that a lot of times in my current position. And it also helped me because it gave me, I was afraid, but I'm starting to overcome the fear. And even with the people I'm leading through this class, I learned that I can be who I am in front of them as well. And it enabled me, if you would, to become a better leader and to be transparent with those that are following me. So it was pretty cool. I really loved that project. Well, Andre, listen, that is pretty awesome, and I just want to thank you for, sharing with us and giving us a little sneak peek at your journey in school. And ladies and gentlemen, this is such an amazing time. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.